Good afternoon, I'm Vashon Brown with the Midday News. Special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. I remind as well that you can watch TVJ live by downloading our One Spot Media app in the Google Play Store or the App Store. That's the number 1 followed by the words Spot Media. Transport Minister Mike Henry says adjustments could still be made to the new toll rates for the east-west leg of Highway 2000. The increased toll rates take effect this Saturday. In an interview with our news center last night, Mr. Henry disclosed that he is still awaiting feedback from members of the public.
The final cap rate is not been decided and announced yet. We're waiting on the public reaction, and then we'll announce exactly what the figure is over the toll operators on July. That is your guide of what the rate would be, and the rate that they have applied for is legally right.
Drivers of Class 1 vehicles, which include motor cars, will pay $220 to use the Portmore Toll Road, $160 at the Spanish Town Toll Plaza, $440 at the Vineyards Toll Plaza, and $110 at Maypen. The toll for Class 2 vehicles will be $640 at the Vineyards, $240 at Spanish Town, $350 at Portmore, and $180 at Maypen. Drivers of trucks and trailers will have to pay $670 to use the Portmore Toll Road, $440 at Spanish Town, $1,210 at the Vineyards Plaza, and $360 at Maypen. President of the People's National Party, Dr. Peter Phillips, has dismissed as excuses reasons given for the downward revision of gross domestic product GDP for the 2016-2017 financial year. He has also questioned what he described as dismal growth prospects presented recently by the International Monetary Fund (IMF) for the 2017-2018 financial year. 1.6% growth was presented by the Planning Institute of Jamaica for the January to March quarter, was later revised to 1.2%. PIOJ Director General Dr. Wayne Henry said the economy was growing but at a slower rate than expected. A little over a week ago, the International Monetary Fund, in commenting on growth prospects, said recent flooding in Jamaica may further impact growth in 2017-2018. And the opposition continues to accuse the government of political victimization when it comes to the distribution of flood relief items in Clarendon.
We cannot hear from the government about what flood relief arrangements are being made. My God, man, you can't just have sympathy for one set of people who are affected by floods based upon political persuasion. To approach it that way is to set citizen against citizen, to set brother against brother, to set Jamaican against Jamaican, and it is wrong, and we will not allow it to happen.
Now, the local government minister Desmond McKenzie had promised to investigate the allegations, adding that politics should not play any role in the distribution process. Meanwhile, the PNP has announced the appointment of Senator Mark Golding as its new treasurer and Attorney-at-Law Michael Vassiani to the position of legal advisor of the party. The party says both appointments were ratified on Sunday at a meeting of the PNP's National Executive Council, NEC. Senator Golding is the party's spokesperson for justice, while Michael Vassiani is a managing partner in the firm Vassiani and Whittingham. There will be a special sitting of both houses of Parliament today in recognition of former Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller as a result of mining activities receiving their titles. Mr. Henry noted the efforts of Jamaica and had this recommendation for the new title owners.
I do so recognizing the statistics given already of 99 titles to 10 subdivisions from Newborns, New Wales and Burke to Bell Plain. For the persons who are really reaching the titles, I hope that coming with that title will be a realization that it is valued, and therefore you know when you get in your hand, you get a title, which allows you now, if you want to expand your house, to go and seek a no interest loan of $4.6 million.
While applauding Jamaica's effort, Mr. Henry also issued a challenge to the entity.
So one of the issues I want to place with Jamaica is to redesign bones of the town. They must have the skills within the framework to be able to design what a bauxite town should look like. They should be able to let the people move and understand that the red dirt goes away and the red dirt comes back of aluminum to build a building. And I believe that if we work together, we can begin to take that kind of identity to the next stage.
Jamaica now has the distinction of being the first bauxite company to hand over 232 titles to the Commissioner of Lands. The possibility now exists that criminal charges could be laid against persons who were involved in the making of and who participated in 2 music videos which are now being investigated by the police. We have more from Simone Golding.
Alkaline. The police state that their interest was stirred because of what appeared to be guns in the videos and the use of police service vehicles as well as police personnel. Speaking yesterday on Beyond the Headlines, Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of the Criminal Investigation Branch, Elan Powell, states that the investigation is in its preliminary stage, but statements are being gathered. He says the evidence will be reviewed and that will determine whether charges are possible.
What we're going to do, we're going to collect all the information, all the statements. We're going to put the matter before the Director of Public Prosecution and seek guidance as to where we are to go with charges. So we're not at that stage yet. We just want to be able to collect all the critical evidence and then put it to her or to her team so that, we can be best advised.
And ACP Powell has disclosed that there's also possible administrative action to be taken against police personnel who were involved in the video. He confirmed that the Jamaica Constabulary Force has information on the use of police equipment and personnel, but declined to disclose details.
I don't know that there's a need to say that. What I would say to you, I would say that we have found out who the policemen are. We have found out where the car is assigned. Statements have been given by those policemen. It's part of an administrative investigation that is going on about their own conduct in this matter. So parallel investigations are going on in the matter. Criminal investigation and administrative investigation.
Simone Golding reporting for TVJ News.
And ACP Powell says a file is being prepared and will be sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to determine whether charges should be laid. Meanwhile, the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, has started an audit of a security company whose armored vehicle appeared in a music video featuring Vybz Kartel, in which persons were seen carrying high-powered weapons. Our news center has been informed that officials of the company were summoned to the FLA yesterday and interviewed in the presence of their attorneys. A source told our news center that the FLA's interest in the matter is based on the fact that all firearms and ammunition in the possession of a security company are under license issued by the FLA. Meanwhile, concern is being raised by the police about the number of foreigners who have been held with firearms and ammunition while trying to board flights at the island's airports. According to a statement Monday afternoon from the police, there were 3 such incidents last week. During the first incident, an American was arrested and charged following the seizure of a firearm, 2 magazines and several rounds of ammunition at the Sangster International Airport on June 20. On June 21, 2 more Americans were arrested and charged following the seizure of a magazine containing 11 9mm rounds of ammunition at the Sangster International Airport. The third incident occurred on Friday and involved a Belizean who was arrested and charged with breaches of the Civil Aviation Act after a bullet was discovered in his luggage at the Norman Manley International Airport. He's scheduled to appear in the corporate area court on Wednesday. The police say international regulations do not permit persons to carry firearms on aircraft, and in the exceptional cases where persons are allowed, they are governed by strict regulations and guidelines. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has established an advanced program focusing on youth unemployment. The program, dubbed LAC Regional Workshop Development Program Advance, will select 2 or 3-year technical tertiary education programs. This initiative aims to provide market-relevant training to disadvantaged youth who disadvantaged youth for increased employment. Now speaking at the launching ceremony, State Minister in Education Floyd Green said the project will work with targeted institutions to build capacity. Mr. Green says the project will improve curriculum design, improve professional development opportunities for faculty and staff, and enhance bridging labor market services. He adds this should help students find gainful employment after graduating.
I'm very, very happy that we're starting with our community colleges.
News overseas now. Today, European Union regulators slapped Google with a record 2.4 billion euros antitrust fine, the latest broadside fired at big American tech companies doing business in the region. We go to the CNN.
Of the elections of the Jamaica Olympic Association set for Tuesday, June 27. The main allegation concerns attempts on the acting head of the Jamaica Badminton Association, Nicole Case, who is running on the slate of Christopher Samuda. Of course, Samuda is running against Mr. Vishu Tolan for the presidency of the esteemed association.
I have heard that there are attempts to unseat her before the election, but the matter is in the hands of her attorneys at law, and I have been advised by her that she has received advice that they are not on proper ground at all. It is sad that one is trying to impugn the integrity of a respected professional at the Great Kennedy Company Group.
Current JOA Vice President Vishu Tolan, who previously led the Jamaica Badminton Association, responded.
Wow, that's quite an allegation, and I'm not sure if getting Nicole Case out of the current acting president would have fixed my cause. I think if people look at that story, and I'm not integral, I've seen some documentation recently, so I'm believing that it might have been wrong on their part now to bring into this when actually their president, the acting president of the GBA, is acting out of the Constitution.
We did have a request, and we had several communications back and forth. The request was not really a constitutional request, as some of the clubs thought. And so we thought it best, since the matter of whether it was a constitutionally sound request, we thought it best to seek legal counsel and verify. So we did that, and fortunately we were able to do that and clarify the matter.
There are also allegations of vote buying, with the Tolan handed over a check valued at US $10,000 to the Amateur Swimming Association of Jamaica last week. So TVJ put the question to both candidates.
The Swimming Association of Jamaica made a request to the Jamaica Olympic Association to assist them with the African Championship. The JOA decided to assist them. Mr. Fennell was asked to be present, not Vishu Tolan, but as is normal, if Mr. Fennell is not available to attend function, the first vice president attends on his behalf.
I will answer you in this manner. I was absolutely unaware of the presentation of the check, and that a check was drawn to the Swimming Association. My advice also is that Mr. Beckford was unaware, Mrs. Kong was unaware, and Mrs. Molly Roon was also unaware of the presentation of the check. I will leave it at that.
Depending on which candidate you ask, 36 or 37 votes are set to be cast during Tuesday's election. Reporting for TV Sports, I am Keon Reyna.
Meanwhile, during the live interview segment in our Primetime Sports Monday, former Jamaica Badminton Association President Robert Rich made an unfortunate claim regarding certain unaudited financial statements in relation to the Jamaica Badminton Association. TVJ Sports has no evidence of impropriety on the part of the Badminton Association or anyone associated with that body. In fact, in our radio interview on Monday, June 26, the matter was clarified that there was a delay in the audit due to financial constraints, and a decision was made to continue spending on developing the sport and then do the audit later. TVJ Sports apologizes for the unfortunate references made on our station. And that's the Midday News. I'm Vashon Brown. Join us at 7 for a Primetime News package. On behalf of our news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon.